I just got to ask everybody, do you think that the world has problems?
The world has a lot of problems. The, the difference is, um, do you let the world, how do you let the world's problems affect you? And I tend to not let a lot of the world's problems affect me. I mean, do I think we have problems with a lot of things? Yes, because my walk of life is different than so many others. I learned that mostly being married. My
Mm-hmm.
wife, as you might be able to tell, I'm a black man. My wife is a white woman. Um, it wasn't until we had kids that she realized that there's many differences in people's experiences when it comes to dealing with politics, when it comes to dealing with uh, schools, uh, the police,
Mm.
especially. Um, I'm not a person that thinks all cops are bad, not by a long shot. One of
Mm-hmm.
my best friends, best man at my wedding, he was a cop. His brother's a cop. Um, I used to donate to the police department.
Nice.
But once I had children, um, my children started to get some of the same effects I got growing up. And by the time my son turned 18, he had already had a gun put to his, put to his head just from walking down the street. And, you know, the worst one was he was thrown in handcuffs, set on a curb in handcuffs, and had a gun drawn on him for over 20 minutes because he was walking from here to Walgreens. And the cops wanted to know what he was doing in this nice of a neighborhood, walking around at night with his best friend, who was also a black man. They were 6 months out of high school.
He can't even walk around in his own neighborhood without
Correct.
being questioned.
Correct. And so when I brought this up to his mother, um, she looked at me and was like, "Yeah, right. This." She was like, "Where are you getting this stuff from?" And I stupidly at the time said, "Are you not paying attention?" That's the wrong thing to say to a mother. Once that flew out my mouth, I realized you done fucked up. Right or wrong, that is not the way you say that. So
Right.
she went and talked to him. He was like, "Yeah, Mom, that happened. You were here when it happened." And then she started having to look at, okay, when he gets pulled over, it's a whole different story. I've
Mm-hmm.
had to teach my kids about, you know, political corruption, police corruption. And when you get pulled over, you do not move. You don't fart. You keep your hands in plain view. If you're doing anything, you announce it before you do it and
Mm-hmm.
let them know how you're going to do it. Because accidents happen.
Yep.
And I'm not going to lose a child over somebody who's just trigger happy. So unfortunately, that's one of the things um, that I think is wrong with the world. And do I think it's ever going to be fixed? Not in my lifetime, but hopefully eventually it will. Some of the other things I think are wrong with the world are I think too many people are self-absorbed and they're only out for their own happiness. I believe there's too many people getting divorced in this country because women and men see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And 80% of women initiate divorce because they're not happy at home, whereas a man will stay at home out of the duty of taking care of his wife and children even if he's not happy one bit. It's not about your own happiness. It's about what's best for your children.
Right. That is a problem, isn't it? Like the throwaway rate is like we're not even throwing away trash anymore. We're throwing away people these days.
Well, not only that, you're throwing away people, and it's the government's fault.
Tell me how.
I believe it's the government's fault because the government incentivizes women to leave the household. If a woman is unhappy in a marriage and stays at home, they get nothing. No help, no anything. Whereas if she decides Friday morning, you know what, I've had it, I'm not happy, I need to get out of here, she can go down to any welfare office, and by the end of the weekend, they will put her on food stamps, rental assistance, housing assistance. I mean, they give you a list of incentives that you can get within 24 hours, but you only get those if you leave the house. I can tell you why I believe, I don't have any proof, it's hopefully not correct, but I believe because the average amount of children in a household, boys especially, boys who grow up in a house without a father are 60-70% more likely to end up in jail or dead by the age of 25. Think about how many people I know. Mm-hmm. Me and Donna used to be heavily involved in the church, and we knew about 15 couples we used to see on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. I mean, regular basis. At least twice a week, every week for years. Out of all those marriages, 2 are left married. Us and her friend Stephanie and their husband.
Wow.
Every other relationship has dissolved. And I'm trying to think of one that was initiated by the man.
If these are some of the problems that you're seeing in the world, what do you think encompassing would it take to solve the world's problems?
Solve the world's problems? I think there's so much more in this world than we can do and see right now. And I think until we get out of the limitations that have been put on us and we start reaching for something bigger and better, not only within ourselves, people have to start doing for others and start realizing that it's okay to not only help others, but stop doing everything as far as self-preservation. Like I said, there's a lot of corruption and in everything, in schools, in sports, in politics, in police departments. I can go on and on until we get to a point to where we start to realize that doing things to help others, not only help yourself, is only going to make us all better and stronger in the end. Like right now with what you're doing, imagine you had a community of people that would come out there, you know, every other weekend and just be like, okay, what do you need? You know, what can we help you do to thrive? Because the more you thrive, the more people you can help.
Mm-hmm. And the better people feel being a part of something like that to make other people thrive.
Yeah, it could be anything. They come up and be like, hey, you know, if you're gonna have these places over here, maybe we can plant some vegetables and fruit over here, so that you have fresh crops. You know, do you have fresh running water? To, you know, over here, do you have this? Do you have this? Every little bit helps. Like if I can come across somebody that's like, hey, I love seeing what you're trying to do. I've got some land I'm not doing anything with.
Mm-hmm.
Great, let's partner up. I have no problem partnering with people because I'm not doing the things I'm trying to do. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to solve the affordable housing crisis.
Mental crisis. We have a problem
right now. Because housing apartments that used to run for $800, $900 a month, $1,100 a month, are now $2,000 a month. And what did they do? They put in some luxury, they put that kind of flooring, some luxury vinyl flooring that looks like wood,
mm-hmm.
and upgraded the appliances. That's it.
Lipstick and rouge.
That's it.
Yep. Nothing. Right. Nothing has changed.
Okay. Some glass tile behind the counters.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep. It's nuts, isn't it?
And you're going to damn near double. You raise the cost of rent by 70%. I think that a lot of people that think about the world's problems is because a lot of people look at everything from their own perspective.
I do ask everybody, being that there's 8.2 now billion people on the planet, if each person I interview would give me $1 to go toward solving the world's problems ultimately, because there's 8.2 billion people. It's an equality. Everybody could pitch in $1 to be a part of it. Then we would have 8.2 billion and all the answers, no less, because obviously I'm asking everybody what the answer is. Would you donate $1 to solve the world's problems? Heck yeah. Thank you, sir.
My name is Haynes. I am a husband, father of 4. I am 47 years old. Unfortunately, at this point in my life, I have been fighting a few diseases. Growing up, I was an athlete, 4-sport athlete, drafted out of high school by Major League Baseball. And shortly after that, I actually ended up getting sick. And for the last 25 years, I've been battling several illnesses and getting a kick out of proving doctors wrong. I think that I am a kind-hearted person. I spent my life devoted to helping others before myself, because once I'm gone, basically nothing but the effect I put or have had on other people. And so that's pretty much who I am.
Is there any parting words or anything that you would like for your family to hear at the end of this interview?
Continue to be yourselves. Know that it's better to celebrate other people's victories even more than your own, because if it's possible for them to do it, then it's possible for you to do it.
Good job raising your family.
Trying my best. Trying to, like as I always teach them, the problem with a lot of people in the world is when they see other people winning, they turn into instant haters, whether it's in silence or it's out loud. You start hearing stuff like, oh, I can't believe they got this, or they got promoted, or they got this new car, or they got this, why not me? Yep. Okay, first, do you have any idea of the struggle that they were going through or they went through to get to this point?
Mm-hmm, the work.
And not you. You have no idea what they had to do to get to this point.
Right.
It could have been a hell of a struggle. Only thing you're looking at is the end result.
Right on. Well, we can end this interview.